25 members change because of their age or some other thing like that. But if you have 50 like that, it means only 1 and 2, only half
No,
the people.
the 90-year-olds, that's a different rule. Don't get it confused, than the social step down. The
What
90-year-olds,
does that mean, the 90-year-old?
the 90-year-olds will be able to get the new membership.
They'll get new membership. Okay. I'd like to urge, I know this meeting has to do with our group, but there's another meeting that was mentioned outside where we're going to ask to sign up for the POA for those who live on the South. I'd like to urge everyone here, be very careful how you sign anything, because you don't want an automatic renewal of mandatory membership, which is what's driving the problem here in the club. So do not sign anything that that loses you the right to vote.
No, thank you.
Then he shouldn't have spoken. Then Lee shouldn't have spoken.
As I said, please, no speeches.
Stuart Levine from Parisian Way.
Quiet, please.
I have one question regarding your membership counts. Now, first of all, let me thank Ron Hoffman. He did meet with me for an hour and a half, and I greatly appreciate his time, and I have a lot of respect for him. But Sean seems to have a slight disagreement on the membership count, as he mentioned already when he was presenting the budget. You guys are using 521. In September, you had 483. So I'm asking you, how confident are you in your membership count? Because last year was very aggressive. We ended up with the loss and the assessments, and this year's aggressive, and you even used the word in your proposal. So that's my only question on the financial. What does Sean really think the equity membership is?
It's not Sean, it's the board, and Ron and Sean, we're all in agreement. 521 is the number of people who are paying dues, not members, people who are paying.
But it was 483 in
I don't know where you got
September,
483
so 50
from.
more people started paying?
I don't know where you got 483 from. The number's been 521.
Okay. That is my own.
Okay.
All right. You also
You
said.
said you had one question.
Okay. Well, you also said that that the capital reserve is going from 187 to 230.
True.
That's $43 per month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use 500 members as a round number because it's easier to calculate. You said it was to reimburse the $1 million capital reserve that has been spent.
Two
You
different
said
numbers.
that.
No, I did not say that. The 187, we have a mortgage with the bank. And the 187 is the capital assessment we've been paying since we built this building to repay the mortgage. What's happened over the last 2 years because of declining membership, we never changed that number. So the 230 is pure math. 521 into our mortgage payment, 521 into the mortgage payment comes to $230 a month.
All right, so you don't intend to pay back the $1 million
that is
reserve.
coming out of the $320 operating assessment that we're going to be paying.
Really?
Yes.
Well, if you have 500
excuse me,
members...
let's do it. If we lost the $2 million in 2017, correct?
Correct.
And the assessment to repay that $2 million is the $320 for 6 months, to $640 really for 6 months that we're talking about. That number equals paying off the back bills we haven't paid and repaying our capital reserves.
All right, just so we have the math correct. You have 500 members. It's going to cost each member $2,000 during the course of a year to reimburse the $1 million reserve. That's pretty simple math. That's $167 per month per member.
Out of the payment we're talking about, yes.
Okay. All right. So no more questions on the
That comes out of that
financials.
payment.
I just have a very serious disagreement. Okay.
Okay, you're entitled to disagree.
Now,
This is the
Lee
third question.
Raskovar, well, this is my only question
No,
to
no.
Lee Raskovar. He was allowed to come to this meeting and talk about the FSPOA, okay?
I invited
And that's
him.
fine. But he's sitting here asking everybody to sign a general proxy, and he didn't even tell us what it was for.
Well, you can
What
ask-
is his
Stuart,
position
Stuart,
on mandatory
Stuart,
membership?
no speeches. You can ask him later. You
Well,
can ask him later. You can ask him later.
Well, let me
He'll
just
be
make
outside.
a suggestion. Do not sign any general proxies because his position, unless he wants to come out here
I'm
and
going to
say
stop you
it,
now.
Unless he wants
I am
to come out
stopping
here and
you now.
say it, he should say what his
Away
position
from the mics.
is.
Yeah, we're not for it. We just had, all I had was Lee make a statement what he wants done. We're not forcing anybody to sign. We're not forcing anybody to sign. It was his point of view. And we do support the POA, like a lot of other equity members in the South.
Hi, Lynn Teich, 5301 Fountains Drive South. Regarding Plan C, if whatever company comes in, they pay all of our debts, they lower our assessments,
Eliminate assessments.
eliminate, even better, okay. How do they make money? No, seriously.
There's more to it, obviously. These companies that are coming in are also developers, and there's land to develop here.
And we would, then we would have no say in what they would do.
And we would still have an advisory board. There would still be a members' advisory board.
But that wouldn't
But they
really
own
hold
the-
much
they
water,
own it.
right? Okay,
But,
that was
but,
my
but,
question.
but we're
yeah.
getting assurances that this is going to remain quiet, please, because then I'm going to be told you didn't hear what we talked about. We're getting assurances that we're going to remain a private country club with 36 holes. One is 36 holes. Another one might have talked about the future of 27 holes, but we're going to remain a private country club.
Thank you.
For how long?
Well, we're waiting. We're going to be asking for a number. It's part of the negotiation. That's why I'm not ready to answer questions. I don't have those details. I agree there should be a time frame.
Roberta Maslow, Luxembourg Court. I've been here for 35 years, and every year they tell us, this is the answer, and that's the answer. And my question is, how many people that are board members have experience in running multi-million-dollar business?
A few of us.
A few? How many?
Let's say, start with the guy in the end here was the CFO of a little company called Miller Brewing Company.
That's one.
I've been running a business for 30 years, which is a pretty substantial financial planning practice.
That's two.
Ron was CFO of a $50 million practice. I've then gone through everybody's, but we've all been involved. Judy's worked on, Mel's been an attorney. Bernie's been involved in administration of schools.
Administration of schools? Oh, please, Bernie, please. I don't want to hear from you.
The answer is, and I'll go back, this is the board we all elected, but I do believe we have experience. Plus, come on.
Okay.
Come on. Plus, let me finish. This board had not been afraid to call on, when we find out we have a member who's experienced in a certain area, to call on them for advice.
I doubt that.
What's
But
your
anyway, okay. But my second question...
if you don't have a question...
I do. I have a
right.
question.
I gave you a fact and you say you doubt that. I know who I've spoken to.
No, you said that you call people
And you said you
for
doubt that.
advice.
And you
That's
said
what
you doubt
said.
that.
Well, you're not calling the right people, but okay. But Bernie just...
Anybody who wants to call me can.
All right, Bernie just stood up. Bernie is living on a teacher's retirement. So Bernie can afford whatever assessments are here.
I think Bernie's doing an apology. A lot of us here have been working on retirement.
So am I.
Okay.
But my
You're
question
finished.
is...
No more question. You're finished.
I just want to ask, excuse me, for the people that can't afford
wrong,
the
guys?
dues, are you going to sue them?
You just insulted my board member. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. I apologize.
I hope I'm not wrong by cutting that off, but I just didn't want to go forward with that.
Adrienne Pershan, I live in Oakmont. I just have one question. In this budget, have we taken into consideration how many members we're going to lose because of the increase?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
We'll keep that quiet. I don't want to see if we hit our quota, but the answer is yes.
Andy Solomon, Marseille Court. I'd like clarification on three different questions here. First one, on GL and let's say Concert, which is representative of any potential other companies. If we were to do a Concert type deal, would that exclude the GL deal? Or would GL potentially be a done deal, hopefully, and then whatever we didn't sell to GL be Concert? Or is it an either or?
It's not either or, Andy. we as members are going to have a decision to make. Now, understand that the budget we have says business as usual without anything special going on next year. Now, next year, we have a choice of really doing three things that I see. One is continuing with the GL deal. As we all know, the GL deal is still pretty good, and I think it is pretty good. But we will, and or anybody that comes in that wants a la concert golf or anybody else will probably want to get an assurance that the GL deal will go through, because that's one of the reasons they're buying the club. Now, remember, a concert golf sounds really, really good, and a lot of times it is. But understand that we as members are going to have to make a big decision. And that big decision is if we sell our club, that land is gone. We're never going to have it back as members again. So one of the things we have to do before we do that is to do some due diligence. We have to, where do we stand with concert golf? What are our best alternatives with a GL deal? And then third is, what is the value of our land really worth that we're giving up to a concert golf or another one? We have to do that due diligence, and once we do that, we will. Now, first of all three of those alternatives have a tremendous impact on what we're going to pay for dues. Any one of them happens, there's a tremendous impact, and it all will have an impact of lowering the dues quite a bit. The question that will be put to you, because you are the owners, just like we are here, is what is the best alternative, and it's our duty to give you the facts on the best alternative, which we're working on doing that now. So it's not to get something, you have to give up something. There's no magic bullet somewhere, but it's incumbent upon us to understand what we're giving up if we do something like this, or what other alternatives there are, and then we as members are going to decide what to do.
Okay. Part two, clarification. Presuming once again that something style like concert were to occur. Off of the slide, it indicated that, of course, there'd be no more mandatory membership, what have you. Would we then